Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going through Nikke and some common mistakes to avoid. Now, a lot of these, if you played idle games, are very similar. Some are a bit different. I've played a lot of idle games and a lot of these do carry over. But because it is launch day and everyone's excited, we're going to do a giveaway in this video. We're going to do a $100 giveaway. All you have to do is be subscribed, leave a comment. The comment can say anything. You can tell me I suck. I don't really care. You'll go into the draw. About a week from now, I'll do the draw on a random website comment picker thing. You guys get the gist. I'll do that and I'll put a community post and then I'll announce the winner with all the instructions on how to get it. So just $100 giveaway, be subscribed, leave a comment. That's how you go into the draw. So first mistake is to do with summoning and the wish list. So once you get your wish list up, I'm not going to tell you guys what to put on your wish list. You can have a look at mine. Mine's is a bit niche. I've gone with definitely like up here a few niche units because I want to test some different things and have some fun in my account because at the end of the day, it's about fun. But with your wish list, the one thing you do not want to do is like sometimes people think in games, and I've seen this in many an idle game, that if you leave a unit off your wish list, it's just going to increase your chances to get the rest of the units. They even put a warning on this one, so hopefully you don't make this mistake. But if you leave one off, you'll see you have not selected 15 Nikkes. There will be no recruitment bonus for any SSR Nikkes unless 15 has been. Okay, so basically do not leave anything off your wish list. Fill it up with 15 and they will get the increased rates. Otherwise, everything's just a flat rate and you don't get any bonus. So that is the first thing. The next one I want to look at is kind of to do with that as well, with summons, but it's into the mileage shop. Now, this won't affect a lot of free-to-play players for a long time. I'm actually testing something here in other idle games. If you don't collect this until the end, like until you've further progressed, the reward of this one, the amount goes up, but I don't think that's going to happen in this game. So next mistake, don't forget to buy that one for free, you know, free value. Anyway, that's got to be sidetracked. But this mileage shop. So I had a mate hit me up about this one, and I think this is a mistake a lot of people will make in thinking that if you buy one of these, you get that character. Unfortunately, it is not that. Now, like I said, I'm free to play. I've done 49 summons, so I'm still a fair way off. But this does not give you the character if you buy it. It only gives you the duplicate material. So even for light spenders who are getting up to this point, don't pick a unit thinking you're going to get them to put in your team. You're better off going for a unit that you already have. If you know it's one of your main units and you need the dupes for it, you're better off going for that. Also, it seems like we all get different units in this and it refreshes at certain times. I don't know exactly how that works, but definitely don't go buying these units thinking that you're going to get the unit. You're only going to get the dupe material. The next thing I want to look at is something I mentioned in my beginner's guide, but I just want to go over it quickly, is don't mess up your team composition. It's a big mistake that will make you absolutely hate the game. Make sure that you can enter your burst phase every time. Basically, meaning most burst 1 units are 20-second cooldown. Most burst 2s are 20-second cooldown. So normally you can get away with one of each. You can put an extra one in. Make sure if one of them has a 40-second cooldown, you're swapping it out. You can tell because you'll go into one burst phase and then you won't be able to complete the second burst phase. Now, most burst 3 units have a 40-second cooldown, so you'd normally want at least 2 of them. Plus, it just gives you more damage, and the early game is just a damage check. So having damage dealing burst 3 units is never a bad thing. But don't make your team with like 3 burst 3s, 2 burst 2s, and you never even get into a burst phase. That's what I'm saying is a big mistake if you do it, because the game will be incredibly hard if you do that. The next thing that I want to look at is going to be over in the outpost. Now, I've seen this from a fair few people saying that the outpost is really confusing, but it's quite basic. I'll do a quick roundup of it again. I've mentioned this before, but I just want to get these points home because I think a lot of people get confused with it. Basically, over here, you can go to the command center, and that's where you're gonna basically advise your Nikkes, get some relationship points with them and stuff like that. You can do 3 of those a day. Obviously, we have this. Now, this is gonna lead me into my next big mistake, and that is do not level up more than 5 characters, because we've got 5 characters, your top 5 level characters go here, and then you can place any other unit you want here. For instance, I just pulled myself a novel, and I can put her there, and she is gonna gain that level of my lowest one of my top 5. And this is fantastic because as you go on, a lot of your SSRs, if you don't have dupes, will get capped at level 80, but because you have dupes of all the SRs, they can go to 160, and then basically until you get to level 160, you can actually raise the levels of these SSRs up to 160 as long as all your SRs are up there, if that makes sense. So just don't level more than 5 characters, otherwise you're just straight wasting resources. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at is going to be a very important one, and that's the Tactics Academy. This one, you do not want to make the mistake of skipping this and ignoring it because there's so much clutter in here. I feel like a lot of people will be missing out on doing stuff in the outpost, but this one you definitely do not want to miss out on. The main reason being is it basically buffs everything you do in the game. See this one, dispatch range modification. This one here, increase credit acquirement. Man, my words suck. But you get more credits. This one over here, we're going to go ahead and increase core dust acquirement by 10%. This one here is going to dispatch range modification. This one, you will receive extra rewards when performing intercept level D. So it affects everything and it buffs everything you do. And you really, really want to stay on top of this. So don't miss out on this. And if you have any troubles with any of them, they're normally going to say craft a building. And you can just go to craft a building, select the building and find out what chapter it's in. They will be those little white things around the map. So you definitely want to stay on top of this. Which then leads me into my next point, which may be very niche, but I'm at 49 plus the 10 pull on the tutorial. So I am 59 summons, I believe, into the game. And as you can see, one of the requirements is that I have this student, and it's a rare Nikke. So this really sucks for me because I am getting held up on resources because I could probably go up to the top of this one if I just had a rare Nikke that I haven't summoned yet. So do not stop summoning at all, at least until you get all the rare Nikkes, otherwise it's going to cripple your progression. Now, something that we don't know is what the exclusive banners will look like, because if we go to the recruitment tab and we jump over here and it loads, if we go into the info, we'll see that we do have special recruitment. In special recruit, there'll be higher chances of certain Nikkes appearing. Now, this is something that we don't know. This wasn't on the test builds, wasn't on the betas, which I don't know if you're going to be able to use your diamonds in those summonings for like exclusive characters or exclusive banners with higher drop rates, because if you can, then it wouldn't be a bad idea to save them. However, like I said early on, you probably want to buff your team up. We don't know when this is going to happen, so it's a bit of a guessing game on you whether you want to use your resources or not. But like I said, if you do not have a copy of all the rare Nikkes and it is crippling you from advancing, definitely keep summoning. As you can see here, if we go to my Nikkepedia, I am still missing one of the rares, and that has crippled my progression on that, and it's actually just costing me rewards every minute that ticks by in the idle rewards, which kind of sucks. Now, the next one that I want to look at is it's one that I mentioned in my previous video about your sweeping rewards, which is the wipeout, and also the boss fights, is do them at the very end of the day, because you'll be progressed more. On the boss fights, you'll get more damage and get more loot. On this one, you'll be a higher level and you'll get higher loot for your wipeout time. So definitely wait for the end of the day on these. Once you're about a month into the account, it probably won't matter too much, but in the early days, it's really important. Now, on top of that, if we go to our inventory and we have a look at these resources that we have here, now these, it's okay to use them, but don't use them as soon as you get them. Use them once you're stuck, and that resource can get you unstuck. For instance, if your problem with your Nikkes is that when you're leveling, like my problem at the moment is I need experience. So I need experience because I need to level these guys up. So like I need as much experience. So I wouldn't want to be going and using the gold ones when I don't need gold at the moment, or I wouldn't want to be using the core dust when I don't need the core dust. So only use them when you're stuck in progression on campaign, hard campaign, and tower, and you can't do anything else. Then you only use the one that will get you to the next segment of what you're doing to get you unstuck. Reason being is similar to the fast rewards and stuff like that, is that you don't want to, if I just use these now and I don't need to, I could have used that a little bit later on and got a better reward for it, because my idle reward per hour would have increased because I would have progressed more. So that is a very important one to keep in mind, because it often happens in idle games that people just dump everything when they get it and don't realize they're actually hurting themselves and losing out on some resources. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the mistakes to avoid that I have at the moment. If I think of more, I will definitely let you guys know. But those are the key ones that I see in the game, just glaringly obvious. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.